Good morning, soccer fans. Welcome to the IMG Academy here in Bradenton, Florida for the Chicago Fire Columbus Crew preseason match. Welcome to Chicago-Fire.com. I'll be your host this evening, or this morning rather, Brendan Hannon. The Chicago Fire will take on the Columbus Crew in the second preseason match for the Fire. We'll get through with the crew lineup here as the teams get set, crew to kick off. As with these two clubs and two sides, the Chicago Fire will be donning all red, while the crew will don their traditional all yellow. Across the back, starting in goal for the crew is Matt Lampson, a homegrown. Across the back, we've got Josh Williams, Chad Marshall, Tyson Wall, Augustin Viana in the midfield, a man who's seen plenty of these preseason matches for the crew. Eddie Gavin, joined by Kevon George and Tony Chani in the middle. Justin Miram on the left flank. Up top, Federico Higuain and Ryan Finley, the rookie, will look to score against the Fire. Starting for the Fire in goal, a man previously known as trialist number 2, Neil Kitson, St. John's product, previously with Northampton Town and the Rochester Rhinos. Traditional lineup with Logan Paws in the right back, Stephen Kinney and Austin Berry the center back pairing. Kinney getting his first start for the Fire in a preseason match since 2010. Gonzalo Cigares on the left. In the middle, the new midfield pairing of Lorenowitz and Lynn Pear, with Alex and Wells Thompson on the left, Alex on the right, Chris Rolfe and Sergio McDonald, the strike tandem for the men in red. We're underway here in Bradenton, Florida for the Chicago Fire Columbus Crew preseason friendly. Alex takes it down the left flank, beats Josh Williams to the edge of the 18, ball put in, easily cleared by Kevon George. Thank you to many of us who are joining us in Columbus, Ohio on thecrew.com. This is a mutual effort to give the fans a positive preseason experience and as much MLS coverage. Alex serves it in, nobody home. Chad Marshall angles it out. That's going to roll out of play. Fire Gaffer, nice touch, Frank Klopas. They'll look to throw it in. Gonzalo Cigares trots back. Costa Rican international with the throw-in. He's got options. Rookie of the Year, Austin Berry to his right. Joel Lynn Pear in front of him to his left. Rolfe there, put away by George. Tony Chani, nothing doing. Easy ball for Kitson. Kitson in a powder blue kit. Stephen Kinney with his first touch of the match. Kinney, who spent the last 2 years after a ruptured Achilles at the end, back into action. We'll have more on that from Jeff Crandall on Chicago-Fire.com. Swung into the box, back post. Had Gavin there. The Barbasol Beard man, the ball evades him. Kitson with the goal kick. It's a rather breezy day here in Florida. Dust kicking up in the background. The field's pristine here at the IMG Academy. Higuain, the talented Argentine, looks to be the maestro for the Columbus Crew this season, as he did when he joined the club mid-season last year, winning Newcomer of the Year. Alex looking for Mack. Lorenowitz headed up, bit of tailspin on that one. Falls to Cigares, has options. Berry turns his back, uses Kitson here. Finley, the rookie out of Notre Dame, scored 56 college goals, looks to put Kitson under pressure. Pause, taken away by Miram, rolls back to Kinney, to Lorenowitz. Lorenowitz told us yesterday that defending was the first priority for him when playing in the midfield. He felt for a long time that being a good defender would make him the best player to get on the field. Kinney heads it away. Looked like Rolfe lost the ball in the sun there for a second as Tony Chani was able to play it back to Marshall. Errant ball, Chicago Fire coaching staff gives it to Cigares. you've just stepped away for coffee and are just joining us, this is Chicago-Fire.com's presentation of the Chicago Fire Columbus Crew preseason friendly here in Bradenton, Florida. To Sagatis, Finley there. Lindpair turns, quick touch, Alex, rolled out of play, ping-ponged out, nothing doing, ball still in. Williams has options, headed up by Gavin. Finley, a big body up top. Higuain tucked in. Columbus Crew head coach Robert Varzija playing Finley as a target man and allowing Pipa Higuain to move underneath him. Back to Marshall. Marshall, a 10-year veteran for the Crew. Long standout, U.S. international as well. Here's Tyson Wall, Lampson with time and space to Marshall. Back to Wall. First touch for Agustin Viana, the Uruguayan born in Chicago. Tosses it into Kevon George, coincidentally his birthday today, 23. Played through, Rolf. He's got Thompson on his right, Mack to his left. Opts for Wells Thompson. Thompson takes a touch, takes on Wall. Right-footed shot, save, Lampson! Well done by the homegrown to stretch out and stop that one from going in towards the near post. Rolf sprung Thompson there. Thompson decided to take it himself. Good shot in on Lampson. Well done for the save. Played forward by the Crew, but that one's going to roll out. Kitson with the quick restart. Higuain pressures. Referee took some issue with the ball placement for Kitson there. He's asking Kitson to take a full-on goal kick. He's going to wind up and give it a whack here. Lorenowitz. Looking for options. Has pause. Picked off by Viana. Viana joins the Crew from Bella Vista in Uruguay. Played some time in Serie B in Italy. Announced this week, I think, getting his first action for the Crew. Seven minutes in the books. Crew with the corner. Higuain to play it in. Right-footed in-swinger looks to be the call. Arm up for Higuain. Served in. He's got Marshall. Back post over the goal. Kitson was there. Well marked by the Fire. 0-0. 7 minutes gone. Lorenowitz in a holding roll under pressure. Nearly gives it away. Higuain has it on his right foot. Put over to Finley. Finley sprays it wide left. Tough position for Lorenowitz to be put in there by Kitson. Just as Lorenowitz received the ball, Higuain and Finley collapsed. Pause. Miram. Played back to Kevon George. Tony Chani. He's going to let it ride. Switch of field. Josh Williams. 24-year-old who saw 30 games with the Crew in 2012. He's rocking a bit of a collar popped look, probably to avoid a neck sunburn. Cleared up Thompson. Room to roam. He finds Rolf. Rolf stops on a dime, switches field for Alex. The Brasileiro from FC Wolin, acquired last year, has Sagatis on his left. Lindpair at the edge of the 18. Big Mac makes a run. Ball struck too hard. That one's going to roll out of play. Columbus Crew with the throw-in. Throw in here for Viana. Pause. Pause, one of the longest tenured players to play with one club in MLS. He's played right back before. Frank Klopas has hinted that Pause might see quite a bit of time at right back this season with the off-season additions of Lorenowitz and Limper. Hard to argue with the gaffer's thought process there, as Lorenowitz has been one of the most consistent performers in MLS since he came into the league in 2005. Limper has been the most consistent player in the league, playing the most games of any player, including goalkeepers, since he came into the league in 2010. Lorenowitz hauls down Gavin. The beard, not quite as furry as it usually is in mid-season form, but it looks like he's getting there. Higuain over the free kick. Higuain lets the wind die down. Opts for Viana on the left. Viana swung into the box, headed away by Lorenowitz. Chani there. Puts it off his chest. Numbers in the box for the Crew. Out to Viana. Looks to take on Wells Thompson. Plays it off at Thompson. Rolls. Back to Higuain. There's Viana. Swung in with the left foot. Lorenowitz heads it down. Paul saves it from going out for the corner. Throw in deep for the Crew. Outside of Wells Thompson's shot and saved by Matt Lamson, the Crew have had the majority of the opportunities here in the early going. Viana swung in top of the box. Kevon George. Offside flag is up. Puts it back into play. You can see the effect of the wind there, as you can probably hear on my mic. Fire playing into the wind. Not a whole lot doing in the air. We'll have to stick to ball to feet and ball on the ground. There's Tyson Wall. Wall, an 8-year vet, well-traveled in the league. Joins the Crew from the Colorado Rapids. Also saw time with Montreal, Seattle, and KC since joining MLS. Klobas with some brief instructions for his young center back pairing of Kinney and Barry. Instructing the reigning Rookie of the Year to play the ball quick and switch when possible. Pause over the free kick. Lorenowitz. Pause. Gavin connects well with Higuain. Finley, a step offside. Well done by Higuain to slide Finley through. Finley had a step on Kinney, but that's because he was standing a yard in front of him. Offside flag up. Chicago Fire Columbus Crew preseason match from Bradenton, Florida. We're here at the IMG Academy. Conditions couldn't be better. Jeff Lorenowitz plays it through. Mack holds it. Limper read that wrong. Went for the overlapping rung. Mack stopped short on him. Off the chest for Barry. Limper. Taken down by George. No foul called. Advantage given to the Fire. Segares on the left. Josh Williams. Reckless dive. Alex taken down by Marshall. Throwing deep for Segares. Segares, who's played, except for a stint in Cyprus, his entire professional career with the Chicago Fire. Re-signed his contract this year. Limper. George puts him under duress. Throw in, Segares to take. Quick throw in. There's Alex. To Segares. To Limper. Hard pass. Segares on the end line. Swings it in. Gavin does well to get back, knock it out of play. Looks like it went off of Segares. Lamson to put it back in. While we have a moment, like to mention the Kirk Urso Memorial match on February 24th versus the University of North Carolina. As many of you know, we lost Kirk Urso last season. And this match will provide an opportunity to raise some money for the Kirk Urso Foundation. Please head to thecrew.com for more details. Big Mac looking for Alex, played off of Williams. Williams wanted the outlet pass. Kevon George opted for Marshall. There's Williams, holds up. Eddie Gavin. Across. Pause picks up the loose ball. Wells Thompson plays it back. Utilizes Kitson. Kitson plays it just over the Mason-Dixon line. Big Mac there. Over the back, call foul. Oh, played an offside position there. Mac was offside and came back to get it. Well done by Lorenowitz to dispossess Higuain. Overlapping run for Segatis. Segatis down the left flank. Holds up. Has Limper. Too easy for Kevon George. George switches field. Find Viana. Viana to Miram. Higuain was hollering for Gavin to pass him the rock. No dice as the Fire pick up possession. Lorenowitz has time, finds Pause. Pause on the right, played down. Played into space, rather. Rolf's going to pressure Lamson here. Austin Berry heads it up. Ball falls to Higuain. Well done by Lorenowitz to get a foot in there. The Argentine had plenty of space to work there. Played an offside position again. Rolf knew it. Quick touch, settles the ball. Chani puts it back into place. Williams. He's got Eddie Gavin. There's Chani. Kevon George, birthday boy, switches it. Nobody home. That one's going to avoid the field boards and roll onto the other field. Luckily, well-dressed Florida gentleman in a khaki shorts and a polo helps us out. Logan Pause with the throw-in. Pause to Limper. Give and go on the throw-in. Kinney clears it forward. Headed down. Eddie Gavin. Tucked into the middle. Gavin working. Pass for Miram. Pause there. In defense. Well done by Miram to create space. Falls to George. Chani switches it out. Uses the wind to his advantage. Williams there. Alex looking to dispossess. Unable to do so. Austin Berry comes up big with the header. Deep throw in. Williams to take. Higuain puts it off Lorenowitz's hand. Handball called. That's a no-no. 18 minutes in the books. Higuain gets an opportunity. Nearly at the 18-yard box extended. He's got a two-man wall of Chris Rolfe and Alex to avoid here. Higuain, he'd like him to count off the 10 paces. The AR does a backwards jig, puts him at 10. Higuain, box full. Only Lamson, Wall, and Viana back. Swung in, back post, headed down. Lorenowitz does well to clear. Clears it right to Higuain. At the end line, served back in. Glancing header by Miram. Slides just wide. Lorenowitz with the clear. Higuain put it back into play. Miram's header goes wide of the far post. Kitson puts us back into action here. Crew pressuring at every opportunity, especially every goal kick. Kitson forced to come off his line for that one. Easy turnover. Crew collect. Kevon George, not enough on the pass to get it through to his man. Rolf looked a bit like a, as Boston Goals would say, top body duel. Rolf takes down Gavin. They exchange pleasantries. Higuain with another free kick opportunity. Played through, Eddie Gavin there. Off his line, Kitson. Penalty called! Gavin got the first touch to it. Neil Kitson takes him down. Yellow card shown to Kitson, and the Crew are going to have a penalty kick here in the 19th minute. 20th minute, rather. Unlucky for Neil Kitson. Off his line, but Gavin did enough just to put a touch to it to play it past him. Kitson upended him. The man formerly known as trialist number 2 in our first game will have an opportunity to stop a penalty kick from Federico Higuain. Higuain had 5 goals and 7 assists, joining the Crew mid-season last year. Playmaking Argentine, steps up, stutters, easy money. Back of the net, Crew lead 1-0. 21 minutes gone by. The Columbus Crew on Federico Higuain's penalty kick take a 1-0 lead over the Chicago Fire. Columbus Crew coaching staff pleased with Eddie Gavin's effort there on that through ball by Higuain. Fitting that Higuain should get the goal as he played Gavin through. Slotted a ball. Again, the Crew continue to pressure on every back pass. Mack holds his ground, has Wall all over him. Harangued by Wall. Ball rolls out of play. Viana with the throw-in for the Columbus Crew. The yellow-clad team leads 1-0 here. Mustard beating ketchup, if you will. Lorenowitz to that ball. Plays it out, Alex. Alex has Williams, but has Cigares as an option. Releases the pressure. Cigares looks for Lindper. Lindper back to Barry. Pressure continues by the Crew, harassing the Fire at every turn. Cigares alleviates some pressure. Mack calls for it. Alex there. Holds up. Marshall on his horse. Knocks it out of play. Plays in. There's Mack. Cigares takes it into the 18. Lindper takes it off him. Kevon George calmly. Eddie Gavin to Higuain. Farzihal pleased with the movement. Chani. Austin Berry tracking back. Played across the goal mouth. Kitson there. Kinney. Tensive moment there as Kinney urged Kitson to jump on the rock. Spinning right in front of him. Finley nearly pounced on it. Since most of you are watching this match on a computer, I guess I don't know how you'd watch it otherwise. Head on over to chicago-fire.com and get your tickets to the season kickoff luncheon on Tuesday, March 5th. Great opportunity to interact with Chicago Fire players, coaching staff, front office, and other supporters. Tickets are available at chicago-fire.com. Everything benefits the Chicago Fire Foundation. Who doesn't love to do a good thing? Lorenowitz, Marshall steps in front of Mack. Higuain, Wells Thompson there. Plays it with the outside of his foot for Miram. Rolls out of play. Pause has to do some work to head over to the other field to grab the ball. There's Lindper. Cool back. Thanks Williams. Williams with a slide. Sergio McDonald there. Chris Rolfe on a diagonal run. Opts for Cigares. Can he get to it? Gets to it. Luckily, for some reason, Marshall slid there. Ball didn't slide out of play. Was able to keep it in. To Marshall, across the wall. Viana, Crew newcomer serves it over the top. Kinney cuts it out, heads it out of play. Fire coaches thought Finley was offside there. To no avail. Miram has the throw in. He's going to give way to Viana. Chicago-born Uruguayan looks at his options. Posing a dodgeball throw at present. He's going to have to use two hands to put this one into play. Long throw, edge of the 18. Lorenowitz there to Limper. Kevon George picks up the loose ball. Williams. Higuain looks to play through again. Alex, calmly. Segares. Sergio McDonald. Sergio McDonald has Williams and Marshall to beat. Halts his run. Decides to go at it again. Looks for Chris Rolfe. Eddie Gavin retreats to grab it. Alex with a throw-in. Segares to take. Miram. Good run there by Miram. Well done by Higuain to find him. Chris Rolfe has space, plays it through. Limper, Lampson there. Lampson first to the ball. Crew homegrown. Similar situation as the first goal here. Lampson does well to get it before Limper could put a touch to it. 27 minutes into the books. Columbus Crew lead 1-0. Thanks for joining us here on Chicago-Fire.com and thecrew.com's presentation of MLS preseason. We're at the IMG Academy here in Bradenton, Florida, and I'm Brendan Hannon. Limper, picked up in midfield. Sergio McDonald. A slew of yellow jerseys stop him. Errant pass back from McDonald. Evades Limper. Kinney there. Thompson. To Lorenowitz. To Paz. Barzija urging the team to step up and continue to apply pressure on the Fire. Headed away by Williams. Gavin there. Back into the middle of the park. Tony Chani. Barzija continuing to push his team up. Wants the pressure here. Lorenowitz. Higuain on pause. Lorenowitz. Foul called. Viana flips over the back of Wells Thompson. If the Fire are going to be able to capitalize on the Crew's high pressure, they're going to need to play it from out of the back and be quick moving forward. Each back pass, each lateral pass, the Crew seem to collapse on the ball. Crew lead 1-0. Austin Berry into the middle. Eddie Gavin, the only person there to pick it up. Across to Josh Williams. Justin Miram, former Michigan Wolverine, played in. Kitson, no troubles. There's Alex. He's got Rolfe and McDonald. Moving as one at the top. Rolfe halts his run. Mack cuts in. Mack cuts in. Has Rolfe on one side. Decides to go for Pause. Pause to Thompson. Thompson, right foot into the box. Josh Williams, karate kick style, played back to Kinney. Chad Marshall down just inside the Crew 18. Looked like him and Rolfe could have collided there for a moment. crowd here as we saw in Ave Maria, but a fire flag waves in the distance, urging the men in red on. Rolf had Thompson. Thompson held up there by Viana. Down Viana, who appears injured on the play. Yellow card given to Thompson. 31st minute yellow for Wells Thompson. Viana's up. Has a bit of a hitch in his giddy up, but looks to be walking it off. Tyson Wall over the ball. Played back to Lamson. Barry up for that one. To Gavin. Cut out there by Barry. Mack has to turn. Has Marshall there on the slide. Knocked out by Marshall. Referee says it's off Mack. Fire coaching staff asking to see a prescription for glasses there. Throw in for the Crew. Alex brings it down. Limper. Limper has Mack. Cut out by Marshall. To Williams. Finley was about 3 yards off there. Fire let it roll. A lot of players having a chat with both the referee and the AR about the decision to let that one roll. Finley camped out in the offensive third. Williams tried to find him there. Kitson into the wind. Wind dies down for a moment. Miriam and Wells Thompson meet. Played down by Rolf. Lorenowitz across to Paz. Paz advances. As Wells Thompson. Kicked away there by Viana. Rolls to Miriam. George. Higuain. Higuain, a calming presence for the Crew. Settles things down. Again, one touch by Higuain. To Wall. Viana slips on that one. Alex there. Segares. Under pressure from Finley. Taken down by Finley. Notre Dame rookie takes down Segares. Quick restart. Lorenowitz in the middle of the park. Kevon George comes into him. Lorenowitz glances down, gives a dirty look. George down on the play. 50-50 challenge. Lorenowitz none too pleased with the way George went lunging in. Trainers being called out to the field. George pounding the ground in some pain. "35 minutes gone by. The Chicago Fire trail the Columbus Crew 1-0 on Federico Higuain's penalty kick. George gets up, walking off under his own power. While we have a moment, we'd like to remind you that the Columbus Crew will play at the Disney Pro Classic in Orlando. Massive tournament this year with all the games streaming live on MLSsoccer.com. Toronto FC, Montreal, Orlando City, Vancouver, all participating in the tournament. Good opportunity for a good group of teams to get down there. So for those in Columbus looking for a vacation opportunity, I think Orlando's calling your name. You might even get to Disney World. Big Mac. Kicked out by Marshall. Throw in for Segares. McDonald doing the bulk of his work against the hulking center back for the Crew, Chad Marshall. That ball evades Barry, runs to Finley. Finley has Higuain. Played low to Kitson off his line. Kinney got a piece of it. Played to Kinney. He's got Higuain on his back. Pause. To Thompson. Thompson looks to thread the needle for Rolfe. Unable to do so. Knocked out of play. Columbus Crew ball. Wells Thompson heads it down, but Viana gets it. Finley, offside, decides to take a shot anyway. Kitson with the kick save, and a beauty. Played back by Kitson. Quick restart for the Fire. Segares. Mack against Marshall. Mack taken down by Marshall. No foul given. Williams steps on the ball to slow it down. Plays back to Lamson. Across to Viana. Lorenowitz cuts out, sliding tackle. Viana goes down rather easily under a Wells Thompson challenge. Back to Wall. To Viana. Higuain playing the ball in tight spaces. Turned over. Chris Rolfe with an opportunity. Joel Lemper puts it on his left foot. Has a go. Just wide. First opportunity for the Fire since Wells Thompson had to go. Ripped it to the near post for a Lamson save early on. Chicago Fire trail the Columbus Crew 1-0. 38 minutes gone by. As opposed to the first Chicago Fire preseason match in which you saw 3:30s, we're going to go traditional 2:45s. Break in between. That's what we call halftime. Kevon George across to Viana. Viana settles. Surveys his options to Miram. Switch of field. Tyson Wall. Lemper. Alex takes it off of Williams. Foul called on Alex. Foul called on Lemper there. I can hear Fire head of a team operations round trip Stern complaining about the call beneath me. Played out, throwing for the Crew. Viana in no rush to throw this one in. Crew push forward. Deep throwing for Viana. Long throw. Lorenowitz there. George heads it back in. Kitson with the save. Fire look to counter. Only Marshall and Wall back. Segares looks to switch. Has Wells Thompson. Looping ball. Enough time for Miram to get over and head it back. Logan Paz plays it to ground. Rolfe looks to slot Thompson. Not enough English on that ball to find Wells Thompson. Lamson. Segares and Eddie Gavin there. Alex. Cut out by Williams. Played forward. Justin Miram here. Crew with an opportunity. Miram at the edge of the 18. Swung in. Stephen Kinney. Popped up in the air. Tony Chani heads it down. Alex. Oh, well done by Josh Williams to turn and hit that with his back foot. Sergio McDonald was open with space to roam. Tony Chani. There's the switch. Higuain. Brings it down. Segares there. Alex also there. Quick touch. Austin Berry does well to play it out. Throw and given to the Crew. George. Berry to Lorenowitz. Quick combo. Lemper. Kinney on the ground to Thompson. Thompson cuts all the way in, nearly to the left side of the field. Has Segares. Alex there. Segares. Pressure avoided. Kinney. Switch of field to Pause. Pause on the right. There's Kinney. Lorenowitz. Back to Kinney. Lorenowitz urges the fourth-year fireman to push it up. Move forward. Austin Berry. McDonald. There's Segares. Williams. Sliding tackle. Throw in for Segares. Has Alex. Alex into space. Along the end line. Crosses it in. Off wall. Corner for the Fire. Alex over the ball. Brazilian midfielder. Going to send it in with his left foot. Arm goes up. Far post. Lorenowitz there. It appears the ball ran out of play. Lamson with the goal kick. Columbus Crew lead 1-0 here at the IMG Academy here in Bradenton, Florida, over the Chicago Fire. Preseason friendly here on chicago-fire.com and thecrew.com. Lamson. Wind at his back. That one tracks 60-plus yards to Segares. Pause. To Thompson. Thompson. Not enough on that pass to get it to Rolf. Viana. Looking for Finley. Goes out of play. Crew rookie Ryan Finley doing well for himself tonight, providing a nuisance as a target man, allowing Higuain to work across the whole field underneath him. Finley's been dangerous on a number of passes in which he was just a step offside. To Lemper. To Mack. Leaves it for Rolf. Rolf plays it across. Wind picks that one up a little bit. Alex has Segares. He's got Mack at the edge of the 18. He's got Rolf there as well. Quick touch by Rolf. Rolf looks to dance around wall there. Segares hits it hard. Save Lamson. Segares with a blast on goal. Lamson equal to it. Columbus Crew still with a 1-0 lead over the Chicago Fire. If Wall doesn't get a touch to that ball, Chris Rolfe is through on goal. Berry heads it back to Kitson. Kitson to Kinney. Higuain there. Miram. Blanketing Pause. Back to Kinney. Kinney pushing up. Fire looking to break down the Crew. The high pressure, it's been tough for the Chicago Fire to break into positions where they have goal-scoring opportunities. The midfield has been tight for Columbus the entire match. That said, the only goal here is a Neil Kitson foul on Eddie Gavin that led to a Federico Higuain penalty. Played back into the middle. Gavin does well to get to it, plays it back to Marshall. Finds Williams. Calm, clinical by Gavin. That sound you hear in the background is the halftime whistle. The Columbus Crew lead the Chicago Fire 1-0 after 45 minutes here of preseason action. Thanks for joining us here on Chicago-Fire.com and thecrew.com for what will certainly be an exciting 45 minutes of preseason action. Please stay tuned to Chicago-Fire.com and thecrew.com. For now, I'm going to get a splash of water and we'll be back in 2 shakes. back to Chicago-Fire.com. I'm Brendan Hannon. You're watching the Chicago Fire take on the Columbus Crew in preseason action from the IMG Academy here in Bradenton, Florida. While we're still coming to grips with who's on the team for the Columbus Crew, I'll rattle through the Chicago Fire because, frankly, I know that team just a little bit better. Starting in goal is supplemental draft pick James Belshaw. Across the back, Rich Balchin, former Columbus Crewman, spent 2 years with the hardest working team in MLS. Jaleel Anibaba and Rashawn McKenzie in the middle. Hunter Jumper at the left back position. Michael Videra and Daniel Palladini will man the middle of the park for the men in red, while draft pick Yazida Tuba will be on the right. John Gallagher, a supplemental draft pick out of Penn State, on the left. Colin Rolfe and Dominic Oduro will be the strike tandem for the men in red. Fire to kick off, trailing by a goal. Federico Higuain, the lone goal scorer in this one. Penalty kick after Neil Kitson took down Eddie Gavin. Who scored in the Fire's 2-0 victory over Florida Gulf Coast University. Dominic Oduro also had a goal and assist in that match. Getting the thumbs up from Crew insider Cody Sherrod, who said he sent me over the second half starting lineup. So I'll have that for you shortly. Matt Lampson still in the game. Videra to Palladini. There's Balchin. Under pressure from Ben Spees. Colin Rolfe, outside of his foot, has Gallagher. Cleared away by Eric Gehrig. Eric Gehrig not sporting the blonde locks that we saw last year. He's going with a shaved dome this year. Jaleel Anibaba to Yazida Tuba. Fire's second round draft pick, puts it on his left foot, has a go. Far left. Goal kick from Lampson. Lampson to put it back into play. Crew kicking into the wind. Anibaba goes up, taken down there by Serkan Guvanesic. Played in there by Blake Bretschneider. Was looking for Spees. Belshaw, Englishman out of Duke University. Cleared out by Anibaba. It's Colin Rolfe. Collision there. Chad Barson. Oduro hustling down. He's got only Drew Becky to beat. Becky gets the better of it. Oduro on his feet to Gallagher. Gallagher takes on his man, puts it in. Barson there to knock it out. Gallagher, Hunter Jumper. Videra lets it roll, turns for Palladini. Fire slow things down, all the way back to Anibaba. Balchin, a Tuba. Into the middle, there's Videra. Well done by Bretschneider there. Take the ball off the Fire, but the Fire get it back. Balchin. Pressure coming from Spees. Balchin turns. Colin Rolfe loses his footing. Turns out to be a good thing. Ball falls to Oduro's feet. Knocked all the way back to Lamson. Balchin takes down Brett Schneider. Balchin not pleased with the call. Kyle Highland, a trialist here with the Crew. Push forward, McKenzie nearly hits an elderly person in the stands while clearing the ball. McKenzie up over the top. All the way back to Becky, to Highland. Spees. Honey Baba. Atuba looks to clear. Will Trap, Crew homegrown. Jumper lunges in. Lucky to get the ball there, not the player. Ani Baba. Over to Balchin. Former Crew man puts it forward. Colin Rolfe, University of Louisville. Mac Herman Award finalist. Garrick gives it to Barson for the throw-in. Brett Schneider, slide. Atuba, Wynn catches that one. Cameroon international Yazid Atuba plays Daniel Palladini. California native switches it all the way across to Hunter Jumper. Damo Duro there. Been quite a bit of speculation in the coming days about Dilly Duca and Damo Duro. Columbus Crew and Chicago Fire both have confirmed that there was some talks at the MLS Super Draft in Indianapolis. To this point, nothing has been done. Oduro having a strong preseason thus far. In one game, he's got 1 goal and 1 assist. Palladini, right-footed, puts it into the box. Lamson, off his hand, off the post, cleared away. Hunter Jumper, nearly able to put that one in, off of his chest, unable to do so, cleared away. Atuba, Balchin. Offside on Oduro. Lamson to take the free kick. Conrad Varzija, the coach's son, here on trial with the Crew. Rich Balchin. Balchin halts, looks for Videra. Videra, Duke product. Boston, Massachusetts kid, plays it all the way across. Will Trap there. Brett Schneider loses his footing. Atuba, Palladini. Cut out by the Crew. Well done by Ethan Finlay there. Oduro has it go. over the crossbar and out of play. Chicago Fire trail 1-0 versus the Columbus Crew here at the IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. Lampson back into play. Caught up in the wind. Palladini, chance to get ahead on it. Fire coaching staff urging the team to move up and pressure the ball. Gehrig plays it over the top. McKenzie all over Brett Schneider. He's able to lay it off. Guvanishuk played it out. Balchin. Tani Baba. Has Belshaw. Opts for McKenzie. McKenzie, a member of the Fire's PDL program. Spent the last couple years with Chivas USA here in camp. Permission from the Los Angeles-based team to come join the hometown Chicago Fire so Frank Lobos could get a look at him. A tuba in Highland. Lampson. The wind picking up here in Florida. Sun beating down on a relatively cool afternoon. Guvanishuk. Back to Highland. Varzija loses possession. Played through to Palladini. Palladini, right-footed shot. Well done by Becky. Oduro, back post. Headed away by the Crew. Barson did well to clear that. Dom Oduro open at the top of the 6. Daniel Palladini trots over to take the corner. California product, right-footed shot. Raises the non-tattoo arm. Swings in, near post. Ani Baba played out. Lampson with the goal kick. Up in the air. Finley. Giveaway. Jumper there. University of Virginia national champion, Hunter Jumper. Plays it to another guy who finished his college career in the ACC, North Carolina, Jaleel Anibaba. Guvanishuk. Touched out by Videra. Finley. All the way back, Trapp to Highland. Trapp. Oduro holds up. Passes with the outside of his foot. He's got John Gallagher. John Gallagher up the left flank. Can he keep it from rolling out? Does. Battle there with Barson. Played out. Substitute coming. Crew making a goalkeeper switch. Number 40, Daniel Withrow out of Marshall University coming in for Matt Lampson. Lampson does well. No goals. Couple of saves. Early stop on Wells Thompson, the near post. Crew homegrown product. Throw in here. Jumper to Videra. No foul called. Gallagher, back to Hunter Jumper. Back heel to Gallagher. Cleared out by Finley. Jumper with the throw-in. Plano, Texas's finest. Barson. Brettschneider. Blake Brettschneider has made a career of turning it on in preseason camps. Did so with DC United and the New England Revolution in the last 2 years respectively. Gavanushik cut out by Anibaba. Third-year Fire defender. Back into play by Varzija. Palladini looks to find Gallagher. Rich heads it away. Awkward challenge there as Highland and Balchin both slid for the ball. Slid by Jumper. Tackle. Foul called. Yellow card for Hunter Jumper. Just outside of the 18 as he upended Conrad Varzija. 61 minutes in. Crew with an opportunity to strike from just outside of the 18. It appeared Jumper got most of the ball, but he did get some of the man. Varzija upended. Varzija fixes his collar. Guvaneshik, Varzija, both over the ball, as is Ben Spies. Right and left footed options. Fire line up the wall. Varzija looks primed to take. Guvaneshik with his hands on his hips. Guvaneshik takes. Saved by Belshaw. Destined for the top corner. Belshaw there. Chicago Fire trail the Columbus Crew 1-0. Federica Higuain's penalty kick proves the difference. Belshaw. He's got Hunter Jumper. Jumper to Gallagher. Back to McKenzie. Anibaba to Balchin. Knocking it around the back. Pressure there from Spies. Rolf plays it down for Palladini. Loses his footing. Garrick. Back to Becky. McKenzie. Jumper. Jumper takes a few dribbles, finds Gallagher. Left side of the field. Palladini. Near turnover for the Fire. Brettschneider down on the ground. Ailing in pain. Referee has a word. Brettschneider's up. Referee walking over to chat with Belshaw. Not quite sure what about. Played back in. Belshaw to McKenzie. Gallagher. Fire doing the majority of their attacking in this half down the left flank. Jumper and Gallagher both pushing forward. Varzija back to Garrick. Colin Rolfe. Gallagher. Near turnover. Garrick there. Gallagher back in. Oduro looking to turn. Headed back by Garrick. Smart idea there from Oduro, but nothing doing. Videra with pressure. Varzija. Across to Barson. Turnover. Oduro leaves it for Videra. Slid out by Varzija. Varzija, the senior, urging his players to push up and pressure the ball when put into the Fire defensive zone. Gallagher. Back to McKenzie. Palladini. Anibaba. Balchin there. Well headed by Anibaba. Yazid Atuba. He's got to beat Highland. Highland saves it from rolling over the end line. Deep throw in for the Fire. Balchin quick with the throw in. Atuba off his chest. Balchin played through. Falls to Videra. Puts it into the box. Becky up into the air. Brett Schneider. Wind catches it. Finley looks to Olay Gallagher. Gallagher gets a foot to it. Knocked out of play. Throw in for the Crew. While we have a moment here on this throw-in, we'd like to remind everyone listening on thecrew.com and in the Columbus area that the Kirk Urso Memorial match will be on February 24th versus the University of North Carolina. For more information, head to thecrew.com. Pushing forward. Finley. He's got Guvaneshik and Brett Schneider. Opts for Guvaneshik. Shot! Goal! Belshaw. Well passed there by the Crew. Finley striding forward. Had two options. Opted to go over Brett Schneider. Found Guvaneshik, who hit it one-time volley. Beat Belshaw under the Duke University keeper. Columbus Crew lead 2-0. Hunter jumper down on the ground. Fire staff heading out to see if he's okay. Substitution coming. John Gallagher to slide to the left back position. Yazid Atuba to slide to left midfield. And supplemental draft pick Caleb Konstansky comes in and he'll play right midfield. Well done by the Crew to capitalize on the counter there. Ethan Finley picked up the ball, had space to roam. Was able to find Guvaneshik over the top. One-time volley for the trialist for the Crew, puts it home. Belshaw was there, but just too good from Guvaneshik to put it home. .68 minutes gone by. Columbus Crew lead 2-0. You're listening to Chicago-Fire and thecrew.com's presentation of MLS preseason. A Fire flag still waves in the distance. Fan donning the blue Quaker Fire jersey. The men in red trail 2-0. Konstansky gets his first touch of the game. Plays it back to Anibaba. Anibaba to McKenzie. Oduro has to beat Garrick. Pressured. Played out for Balchin. Balchin with a good touch. Highland there, marking him. Balchin, left-footed shot. Puts it over the bushes. Into the back screen. No trouble there. Crew making a change. Guvaneshik, the goal scorer, coming off. Serjan Guvaneshik puts in a solid shift, gets a goal. Gallagher with the throw-in. Oduro to Gallagher. Palladini. Hassled there by Varzija. Konstanski. It appears that Balchin is playing in the midfield and Konstanski is playing right back. Atuba played to Colin Rolfe. Reed Mate, the new player in the game for the Crew. Balchin loses his footing. Two Crew players. Rolfe, low and hard into the box. Swung out, Videra. Popped back in, Palladini. Crew attempt to clear. Gallagher with an opportunity. Left foot, far post. Colin Rolfe on the ground. Player on the ground. Ethan Finley plays it out. Colin Rolfe on the ground. Fire training staff tending to the try list, formerly with the Houston Dynamo. Walks off under his own power, looks to be in some pain in the left leg. Appears the Fire might make the change here as well. A lot of shuffling here. Eric Robertson, trialist from Brown University, comes in. He'll team at center back with Rashawn McKenzie. Jalil Anibaba shifts to right back. Caleb Konstanski to left back, John Gallagher to left mid, and Yazid Atuba playing underneath Dominic Oduro. Veritable musical chairs here as the Chicago Fire trail 2-0 to the Columbus Crew. This second group looking to get on the board. It was the second group that sparked the Fire to a 2-0 win over Florida Gulf Coast University. Well, that was no good. Yellow card for John Gallagher. Barson upended there, put on his backside by Gallagher. Two-footed tackle, puts Gallagher in the book. All's fair in love and soccer. Barson to put it back into play. Will Trapp, Akron product, Crew homegrown. Slew of homegrown signed by the Crew over the last year or so. Crew Academy, along with the Chicago Fire Academy, two of the most lauded programs. The 2012 MLS Super Draft, you saw 13 players from the Chicago Fire's youth development drafted within MLS. Balchin. He's got Atuba. To Gallagher. Konstanski. Oduro. Palladini. Balchin. Overlapping run. Anibaba into space. Highland tracking back. Anibaba looks to beat him. Sweeps it across him. Bigger body. Served in. Gehrig off his chest. Highland looks to clear. Anibaba and Spies both go up for it. Spies lands on his back. Foul called. Balchin goes over to help up a former teammate. Looking on from behind is the entire DC United team, some utilizing the cold bats here. Rookie of the Year candidates Austin Berry and Nick DeLeon having a chat. Nick DeLeon's hair seems reminiscent of Demolition Man, Wesley Snipes style. Foul there. Eric Robertson up. Foul called on Varzija. Konstansky played it through. No one home. Withrow. Robertson. Mate. To Balchin. Izzy Tuba. He's got Becky and Highland to beat. Puts it on his left foot. Has a go. Drifts on him. Cameroonian Youth International. Trying to show his stuff for the Fire coaching staff. Whips one over the crossbar. Bit of a lull in the action. Withrow puts it back into play. Caught up in the air. Varzija heads it. Withrow off his line. Oduro there pressuring. Swung out for Highland. Atuba there. Palladini. Atuba. Palladini. Weighted pass. Put in. Oh! Oduro taken down in the box. No foul called, but Barson rode him all the way down to the ground. Atuba with a low-driven cross in. Referee sees no issue. Crew knocked it out of play. Appears to be a corner. Daniel Palladini heading over to take. Danny pipes. Tying his shoe over the ball. Going to strike it with the right foot. Videra, a late arrival to the party. Jalil Anibaba near post run. Nearly gets ahead to it. Takes down Highland in the process. Foul call on Anibaba. Highland still down. Everybody's up. Everybody's feeling good. Withrow back into play. Chicago Fire trailing 2-0 to the Columbus Crew. Guvaneshik and Higuain with the goals for the hardest working team in MLS. The yellow-clad squad here in Bradenton. They'll head down to the Disney Pro Classic in Orlando. Take on a number of other MLS teams in addition to Orlando City. The Fire will head from here back to Chicago for a couple of days off before heading to Ventura, California for matches against Chivas USA and the San Jose Earthquakes, before heading to Charleston for the Carolina Challenge Cup. Miscommunication there between Oduro and Utuba. Deep throw by Highland. McKenzie. Brett Schneider. Brett Schneider did well to fight McKenzie off. Earned the foul though. Anibaba back to McKenzie. Robertson. Gallagher. The Fire will depart after this game, one of the shortest preseason trips to Florida in recent memory. The Men in Red will kick off the season March 3rd against two-time defending MLS Cup champions LA Galaxy at the Home Depot Center. Live on Univision. Balchin looked to get a piece of Arziha there, down on the ground. Atuba in the offensive third, left foot, has Palladini. Shot, sends it wide. Not a whole lot of trouble there for Withrows. That one had no chance of going on frame. Well struck by Palladini, though. Withrow to put it back into play. Oduro to Palladini. To Gallagher. Gallagher inside the 18. Swings it across. Barson there to cut it out. 80 minutes in the books here in Bradenton, Florida at the IMG Academy. Chicago Fire trail 2-0 to the Columbus Crew. Ethan Finley plays it in looking for Breckschneider. McKenzie kicks it out. Goal kick. McKenzie played it off of Breckschneider. Quick restart for the Fire. Fire have 10 minutes here to find an equalizer. They'd have to find the first goal first, but let's be positive. Balchin, Anibaba. Spees. McKenzie looks for Palladini. Unable to connect with Balchin. Barzija giving some instruction to the Crew players. Uses Federico Higuain as a prop. Palladini does well. Looking for Oduro, plays it over the top. That's going to roll all the way back to Withrow. Withrow takes his time. Oduro kindly asks him to pick it up, and he's going to send it back into play. As is the case with most preseason matches, an opportunity for both head coaches, both Robert Varzija and Frank Klopas, to evaluate some talent, get a look at some of the guys that are already signed, but also have a gander at some of the guys who are trying to make the team. Saw both groups start out a list, a number of core players, trying to work on those guys' fitness in the first 45. The Crew have found goals on both sides of half. Higuain in the first half and Guvaneshik in the second. Robertson muscles his way. Swung across, Highland. Corner earned by the Crew. Spees doing the hard work there. Anibaba helped it to help the Crew earn the corner. Got some members of the U.S. men's youth national teams, including head coach Richie Williams, looking on here at the IMG Academy in Bradenton. Good opportunity for players from all the teams training here at IMG to mingle, catch up, hear how the holidays were. That one dribbles out off of Spees' leg. Belshaw back into play. 84 minutes gone by. Chicago Fire trail 2-0 to the Columbus Crew. I'm Brendan Hannon. You're listening to thecrew.com and chicago-fire.com's presentation of MLS preseason. Spees whips it in looking for Breckschneider. Konstanski rolls out of play. Throw in for the Indiana University captain. 2012 National Championship winners. Konstanski getting a look here from head coach Frank Klopas. Anibaba. Nice pass for Balchin. Balchin has a tuba. And Oduro. Oduro makes his run for not. Palladini pushes wide. Has Anibaba there. Oduro wants it. Oduro with no pressure. Switches to Gallagher. Gallagher. Fire pushing forward. Gallagher makes a run to the end line. Just a touch too much. And that one rolls out of play. Withrow to put it back in. Some scenes outside of the action. Chicago Fire forward Chris Rolfe speaking with former Fire defender Daniel Woolard. Two catching up about their time in Chicago. Withrow loses his footing on the kick. Oduro there, but Becky does enough to clear it out of play. Thanks to those of you who are listening. Another reminder to check out chicago-fire.com and get your tickets for the 2013 season. Single game tickets went on sale on Tuesday. You can get those at Ticketmaster. Or hey, give us a call at 888-MLS-FIRE. Highland striding forward. Puts it in with his left foot. Constanzi on the other end. Gallagher. Palladini has space and time. Plays Oduro. Back to him. Pops it up. Yazida Tuba hopes to get under it. Barston there. Withrow off his line collects. This game, one of many for both sides in the building process towards the 2013 MLS season. Games like these build the foundation of what players hope to take into a 34-game season. Anibaba taken down by Highland. Look to make his way around him. No foul called. Garrick checks the ball pressure and hands it over to Withrow. Varzia, back to Garrick. Across the Highland, deep throwing for the Fire. Anibaba still motoring around, trying to motivate this team to come back from a 2-goal deficit. McKenzie to Oduro. Oduro dummies the man. Palladini there looks to play him through, but Becky does well to cut out that pass. Robertson, the brown man, gets shoved from behind from Brett Schneider. Foul called. Cross to Konstanski. 88 minutes gone by. Palladini switches field. Has Anibaba. Anibaba tracks it down. Serves it in. Backside, a Tuba there, headed away by Barson. Spies. Cheeky pass, McKenzie up, takes down Thought about giving it a Yahtzee moment, but not enough there, but what a strike from Yazida Tuba. 30th pick in the 2013 MLS Super Draft, the Cameroonian Youth International saw some space and utilized it to his advantage to beat Withrow with a blistering shot from just outside of the 18. Chicago Fire trail 2-1. Columbus Crew have found goals in both. Hopefully Mama Guvanushik has been pleased with my pronunciation. She's surely listening in Dunneworth, Germany. Throw in here, Barson to take it for the Crew. 90th minute. Certainly the referee to be checking his watch shortly. Final moments ticking down here. Chicago Fire trail 2-1 to the Columbus Crew. Preseason action. Garrick slides, takes that one off of Yatuba's foot. Deep throwing for the Fire. Fire making things interesting here. Back to Konstanski. Gallagher. Oduro, Withrow off his line. Well done by Withrow to dive and collect that one. Highland. Spees. And that's gonna do it, folks. Final 3 whistles, all precise. Daniel Palladini pleading for just a couple extra moments, thinking the Fire might have been able to find the late equalizer. 90 minutes gone by, and that's all she wrote. Chicago Fire fall to the Columbus Crew 2-1 here in a preseason match at the IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. Thanks for listening here on chicago-fire.com and thecrew.com. It's been a pleasure to have your company. Highlights and recap coming later on both sites. Stay tuned to MLSsoccer.com, thecrew.com, and chicago-fire.com for insight and analysis of the MLS preseason. Look forward to seeing you all shortly. For now, toodles. I'm Brendan Hannon.